Before we start, please subscribe and click the bell. Also consider leaving a like and commenting, and watch to the end of the video because I'm trying to get more active subs and my channel is dying, so please help. Also, another thing to note, I placed these on the list according to their default attachments, so keep this in mind. Coming in last place, we have the MG36. I placed this in last place because it can't really compare to other LMGs on the list. It has a low damage compared to the other LMGs, with a 4-shot kill to 5-shot kill at range. This gun also isn't the most accurate LMG in the game either, which many other LMGs have better damage and better accuracy than this gun, like the AUG H-bar or the Scar Hammer for example. Next up is the MG3KWS without attachments. Although this gun has decent CQC damage, it has a painfully long reload and has a magazine capacity of 50, so you will burn through your ammo pretty quickly. This gun can be improved a ton with attachments, like the heavy bolt for example, but I am mainly focusing on the default guns at hand in this video. For the next spot, we have the HK21. Although this gun has good damage, penetration, fire rate, and mag size, it is known to have some of the worst recoil in the entire game. I wouldn't recommend this gun for long range combat, but I believe there's still LMGs out there with much better close range performance, so this gun kinda sits in a weird state of limbo with good stats, but really no good reason to use the gun. The next gun on the list is the Colt Lmg. This gun has always been kinda a meh LMG. It has a pretty plain 3-shot to 5-shot damage range, and a somewhat weird recoil pattern to go along with it. It also has a somewhat average fire rate of 700 RPM and a 6-round magazine. Overall, this LMG isn't bad by any means, but it's really not that great. The next gun on the list, I have a kinda controversial one, but it's the M60. This gun used to be the #1 best gun in the game back in the day. In fact, it was so powerful that they nerfed it to the moon. It has an above average damage, boasting a damage range of 40 to 26, which is 3-shot to 4-shot at range. It has a slow fire to 550 RPM, but it also has a large 100-round box mag, so you can shoot the gun for extended periods of time. Although the gun has all these perks, it kinda has gross recoil after the nerf, and it is not nearly the overpowered bold powerhouse that it once was. But still, it's not that bad of an LMG. Next we have the RPK-74. This is a pretty low recoil LMG, but the damage is sorta low for this gun. It has a damage range of 3-shot to 5-shot at range, and has a mediocre fire rate of 650 RPM. It has a 180 reserve ammo and can hold 45 rounds in a magazine. Even though the stats don't seem too great, it has a very low recoil to compensate for this. Overall, pretty decent LMG. Next we have another controversial one. It's the Scar Hammer. This gun would have easily been in the top 3 a few months ago, but they decided to nerf this gun recently, removing its torso multiplier. Don't quote me on that. Without the torso multiplier, it has a damage range of 4-shot close range and 5-shot long range, which is very mediocre with a fire rate of 650 RPM. A few good perks of the gun are the ammo capacity of 200 rounds, magazine capacity of 50, and a low recoil. Again, not quite the lovable powerful gun we used to know. Next on the list we have the RPK-12. Even though this has the same damage range as the Scar Hammer, less mag capacity, and less reserve capacity, it has a 3-round burst mode which can burst up to 1000 RPM, which is insane. If you can utilize this burst mechanic properly, it is a very solid LMG to use. And now we are in the top 3 LMGs. For number 3, we have the RPK. The RPK has a good damage range of 3-shot close range to 4-shot long range, and an RPM of 600. This gun also has a magazine capacity of 45 and reserve of 180. Although some LMGs have better stats, if you put on hollow point rounds to this gun, it can have a whopping insane damage range of 2-shot close range to 4-shot long range. Not many automatic guns in the game can 2-shot close range, let alone LMGs. Might as well abuse it now in case they nerf it. For my number 2 pick, we have the AUG H-bar. The AUG H-bar has a damage range of 3-shot close range and 4-shot long range to the torso. Not only does it have a pretty good damage range, it has insanely low recoil. In fact, it is believed to be one of the lowest recoil guns in the entire game. It also has a decent mag capacity of 42 and a reserve capacity of 172. The only real downside to this gun would be the mediocre fire rate of 650 RPM. This gun is definitely one of the best LMGs in the game, if not one of the best guns in the game in general. And finally, for my number 1 pick, you guys saw it coming. It's the L86 Lsw.
And I just didn't feel like...
This gun has a damage range of 3-shot to 4-shot long range, and actually has a low magazine capacity of 30 rounds. Although it has a low magazine capacity, it has some of the highest suppression in the game. This basically means it will shake the enemy's screen so bad that they can barely even fight back. This LMG is cracked beyond belief even after its recent nerf. The only real downside to this gun is the magazine capacity and the RPM of 610. Another good feature of this gun is actually the really low recoil. It mainly only has camera recoil. Alright, so that was my ranking of the best LMGs. Make sure you guys like and subscribe because we are trying to grow, and it would help me a ton. Tell me what your ranking list would be in the comments below, and thank you guys for watching.